There is a moment in every competitor's life that defines them. It's not the moment they stand on the podium holding a trophy as the flash of cameras blinds them. It's not the moment the crowd roars their name. No, the defining moment comes much earlier in the dark. It comes at 5 a.m. when the alarm screams and the bed feels like a warm embrace. It comes when no one is watching, when no one would know if they hit the snooze button, when no one would blame them for taking a day off. The difference between the person who gets up and the person who rolls over is not talent. It is not luck. It is discipline. And that, quite simply, is what separates winners from the rest. Let us first dismantle a dangerous myth. We live in a world obsessed with talent. We look at champions, whether in sports, business, science, or art, and we say they are gifted. We convince ourselves that victory flows from a natural spring of genius. But history tells a different story. The most gifted people are rarely the most successful. Walk into any gifted program, any top-tier sports academy, any prestigious music school, and you will find graveyards of wasted potential. You will find prodigies who burned out, geniuses who got lazy, and naturally talented individuals who were overtaken by those with half their ability but twice their grit. Why? Because talent gives you a head start, but discipline gives you the finish line. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You can have the most detailed vision board in the world. You can write a list of New Year's resolutions that stretches from here to the moon. You can dream about being a winner until your dying breath. But without discipline, those are just fantasies. Discipline is the engine that turns the abstract into the actual. It is the force that makes you study when your friends are partying, practice when your muscles are screaming, save when your impulses are begging you to spin, and persevere when every logical bone in your body says quit. Think of discipline not as a punishment, but as a superpower. It is the ability to choose between what you want now and what you want most. The undisciplined person is a slave to their impulses. They eat the cake, skip the workout, procrastinate on the project, and spend the savings. They live in a constant state of reaction, tossed around by every passing desire. The disciplined person, however, is the captain of their own ship. They feel the same cravings, the same tiredness, the same boredom, but they have built a muscle, the muscle of choice. They can say no to momentary pleasure in exchange for long-term victory. And that ability compounds. One day of discipline changes your actions. A week changes your results. A month changes your habits. A year changes your life. A decade changes your destiny. Let me give you concrete examples. Consider the athlete. At the elite level, almost everyone has talent. The Olympic pool is filled with genetically blessed swimmers. The basketball court is crowded with naturally tall and fast players. So what separates gold from silver or making the team from being cut? It is the discipline to do the drills no one wants to do. It is the discipline to be the first in the gym and the last out. It is the discipline to follow a diet when junk food is everywhere, to sleep 8 hours when Netflix is calling, to stretch when you rather collapse. Winners understand that the scoreboard is just the visible tip of an invisible iceberg. Below the surface lies thousands of hours of disciplined, unglamorous, repetitive work. Look at history's greatest winners. Take Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. 10,000 times. That is not a testament to his intelligence. Many were intelligent. It is a testament to his discipline. He showed up every single day, even after failure number 9,999. Take Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC. He was rejected over 1,000 times before finding a partner for his chicken recipe. At an age when most people are retired and comfortable, he had the discipline to keep knocking on doors. Take J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter found a home. She was a single mother on welfare, but she had the discipline to finish that manuscript. Winners are not people who never fail. Winners are people who refuse to let failure break their discipline. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, that sounds exhausting. That sounds like a life without joy, without spontaneity. And here is the beautiful paradox of discipline. It actually creates freedom. The undisciplined person is constantly in crisis mode. They are rushing to meet deadlines, panicking about money, apologizing for broken promises, and hating their own body. That is not freedom, that is chaos. The disciplined person, by contrast, has order. They have finished their work so they can enjoy their evening without guilt. They have saved their money so they can take that vacation without debt. They have trained their body so they can play with their children without pain. Discipline is not the enemy of joy. It is the foundation of sustainable joy. The momentary pleasure of sleeping in or eating junk is nothing compared to the deep, lasting satisfaction of achieving a goal you worked years for. How does one cultivate this magical quality? The same way you cultivate any muscle, by starting small and being consistent. You do not become disciplined by attempting a complete life overhaul on a Monday morning. That leads to burnout by Wednesday. You become disciplined by making one small promise to yourself and keeping it. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Make your bed every morning. Read 10 pages a day. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. The specific habit does not matter. What matters is that you are teaching your brain that you are the kind of person who keeps their word to themselves. Self-trust is the bedrock of discipline. And as you stack those small wins, your discipline muscle grows. Soon, 10 minutes becomes an hour. 1 page becomes a chapter. 1 good decision becomes a lifestyle. Also, discipline does not mean perfection. Winners are not robots. They have bad days, they slip, they eat the cake sometimes, they miss a workout. The difference is that the undisciplined person uses 1 slip as an excuse to abandon the entire journey. Well, I already ate 1 cookie, so I might as well eat the whole box. I missed Monday's workout, so I'll just start over next year. The disciplined person says, I slipped. It's okay. I'll do better next meal, next workout, tomorrow. Winners understand that discipline is not about never falling. It is about always getting back up. It is about the direction of your life, not the perfection of every single step. In closing, I want to leave you with this truth. The world is full of people who want to win. Everyone wants the trophy, the grade, the promotion, the applause. But wanting is cheap. Wanting is passive. Wanting does not separate anyone. What separates winners from the crowd is not the intensity of their wanting, but the consistency of their doing. And that doing is fueled by discipline. So I ask you today, do you want to be a winner? Not in the shallow sense of defeating others, but in the deep sense of becoming the best version of yourself. Do you want to look back at your life with pride, knowing that you gave your all to the things that mattered? Then stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is a flickering candle. Discipline is a steady sun. Start today. Start now. Make your bed. Do the hard work first. Keep the promise you made to yourself. Because out there, in the quiet hours of the early morning, in the lonely grind of practice, in the stubborn refusal to quit, that is where winners are made. And that, my friends, is why discipline will always, always separate them from the rest. Thank you.